Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. You're here with me, Jason.
And Amaya.
And Amaya. We're speaking about financial, how would I put it?
Financial household budgeting. We've ended that segment with Parindu.
That's right.
Yes.
But we're getting into now an author, a Sri Lankan author. Like, have you ever had that, by golly, I've got it moment? Like when everything seems so crystal clear. Recently, a friend of mine recommended a book which actually spoke about marketing strategies for Sri Lankan business entities. And to be honest, I wasn't prepared to what I read in the book, Strategic Marketing by Sri Lankan Lewie Diasz. And the best thing is, today we have the author in the studio.
So please welcome. Be excited, Jason.
Yeah, I am excited. Lewie Diasz. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
Show.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
I'm sorry we can't stand up, we're all mic'd up. Welcome, good morning.
People were not supposed to know about that. Alright, so this is your book.
That's right.
Strategy Marketing by Lewie Diasz.
Yes.
Alright, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, actually, I'm just completing a decade in mentoring and teaching.
Right.
So I just thought of giving something back. And also a decade is a long time, so I had to unlearn some of the things that I learned during class. So I just thought I'll put pen to paper, and this is the result of the last 3 years of hard work.
Oh, I see. So this book is something, it's your baby, isn't it? This is something that you're gifting to everyone as well, but this is something that you dreamed about?
Well, yes. It has been a big dream of mine, and it's also been a very painstaking dream, I must say. And yeah, so a lot of Poya days, a lot of holidays, and yes, my dream is also not just to launch the book, but I also want someone to, maybe a student, to use maybe one or two of the concepts, and hopefully win a prize or two in whatever studies that they're doing, and that would be fulfillment in that sense.
Because as a lecturer you've already produced some World Prize winners as well, but besides that, what makes your book special? What makes it different from all the other books that are out there in the market today?
Well, it's very, I'm trying to make it a unique selling point. There are a few, as a matter of fact, one of which is the fact that all the complex management models are explained in the context of Sri Lankan companies.
Right.
So I've attempted to compile an exhaustive list of management models, and you would find a broad list explained in the context of Sri Lankan companies. Otherwise, you'd usually learn them in the context of international examples. Right?
Of course.
So it's a little more easier for a student to grasp when you hear it in local companies' context. In addition, I've also included a comprehensive examination toolkit for the first time, and that I've not come across before in any international book either.
Right.
Ask me why others haven't done it. I don't know, but I've actually laid it out so that it will be very simple and easy for a student to peruse all the tools, a comprehensive list of management tools. Not only marketing tools, but a comprehensive list of management tools. Before they go into the examination hall, they can peruse this, and it will be a snapshot, a beautiful picture, hopefully, that they'll remember at the exam.
And that's something that's a very valuable addition to your book, isn't it?
Well, I hope so.
Proof is in the pudding, we'll see, but I'm sure that it will be a really big boon to the student population who are currently pursuing marketing as a career. And now going back to the subject matter in your book,
yes,
you have taken some focus on the small and medium enterprises in Sri Lanka, the SMEs. So what is your take on the role that SMEs play in the economy of Sri Lanka?
Well, I believe a very vibrant one at that. I mean, we are at the end of the day, and the top 50 blue chips run this economy in terms of its contribution, and that's where we need to broad base and have the small and medium sized organizations contributing to the GDP of this country. It's not happening at the moment, and so is the case in lots of developing countries, but I guess it's going to improve now that the environment is conducive. And just coming back into the book, I believe there's a lot of simple management theories that entrepreneurs may use, especially in the SME context, featured in my book.
So if you want to find out what those tips are, you have to buy Lewie's book.
Make sure you go to your closest store and you get a hold of it. All right, now getting into, do you think Sri Lanka, us, that we have got into effective ways of marketing?
Well, with the exception of a few companies and a few brands, I believe we have a long way to go.
Right.
Perhaps if you look at even the way we market our country as a destination, I believe we've taken good strides and correct strides in the right direction. But I believe we have a long way to go to brand our destination and to use marketing in the true sense of the strategic sense of it. So that if you look at even certain professions, I mean, I'm a banker by profession. I visited a doctor last week, brilliant marketer, but I don't see the professions like the pilots, the architects, the dentists using marketing,
right?
Because marketing is not necessarily confined to a pillar in an organization. It is for everyone. So I believe it's something that every single citizen in Sri Lanka should think of studying, and hopefully it will result in prosperity.
Right. Now since you brought up our country being a destination and how we market ourselves, this is like going into, how do you think it's developed from the years before, like say 5 years back to a year back? How do you think that's developed and how effective it's been? For example, I've seen plenty of videos on the internet about Sri Lanka, and how do you think that affects?
Well, five years ago, as a country, we had virtually nothing to market.
True.
That is very true.
The top of mind recall of Sri Lanka was always negative. But I believe we're making the right kind of moves right now in getting our product right.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, your pricing has fallen in place, but we have the ergonomics of the book. When you touch it, it will appeal to your senses.
Right.
Maybe use a special type of cover or special type of fold in it, so that when you feel it, you fall in love with the book before you open it. So that's one way that a marketer can use and package his product.
Right.
But I believe ambient marketing is used in a big way in service marketing.
Right.
More than in product marketing.
Tangible products.
That's right.
Yeah. So going back to the question of big budgets, I think I interrupted you there, but huge corporations have big budgets. Not true.
Yes. I don't believe you need huge budgets at the moment, particularly with the proliferation of social media. The traditional mediums of advertising, personal selling, direct marketing are being questioned today. So I don't believe you need to have the big budgets anymore to be successful and to induce revenue in that sense.
It's like what Tharidu mentioned in the earlier segment. It's all about smart spending, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Using the tools that you have around you, and especially social media has become a big marketing strategy. Even, I mean, when it came out, it wasn't used for that particular reason, but in recent years it has become more of a platform for businesses to market themselves than just for people to connect with each other.
Yes.
So do you see this trend snowballing into something even bigger in the future?
Well, yes. I think we are very primitive with the topic in Sri Lanka. I know it's been discussed in numerous circles. Social media is Facebook to many people, but I believe if you look at the statistics, the amounts of funds that are allocated to in their marketing budget towards social media has been on the increase. But I believe there's still marketing managers and CEOs of companies questioning the outcome in terms of sales that are generated through social media. Now, I myself am a very active user of all these social platforms, and I spend a lot of money on them as well. However, I've not seen the kind of returns that you would see in the West, particularly because social media is not proliferated sufficiently in our small island nation as yet. So I think that's one of the blocks that we have at present, but I'm sure we will overcome that in the near future.
And culture plays a huge part in marketing as well, doesn't it? I mean, you have to think about your demographic when you're doing something like marketing. So this is where your book really plays to a Sri Lankan audience, where it has brought in the culture of Sri Lanka and how it relates to our people in terms of marketing strategies for business entities, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I am a passionate Sri Lankan. I love to be passionate no matter what I do, even if it's flying a kite or digging a hole for that matter. And I take my lectures very seriously, and I've actually introduced a few concepts and frameworks in the book, which are my thoughts. And I also believe that as Sri Lankans, I've met a few great authors who are Sri Lankans, and I believe they don't get the limelight and the due respect that they deserve. And I believe we have talented authors and academics in this country. We don't need to use the Western models and the theories and the concepts anymore. We don't need to use the Asian styles of management anymore. There are colloquial styles, there are Sri Lankan styles that no consultant can come from overseas and teach us.
Right.
So I'm trying to feature some of them in the book, so that we go back to the roots of Sri Lankan best practices of marketing.
Right. Of course. And that is where...
this book will be released tomorrow, so make sure everyone goes and gets this by Lewie Diasz, Strategic Marketing.
Thank you very much.
It's been such a pleasure having you on the show.
It's a pleasure.
And I'm definitely going to have something for the weekend now.
Yes, you will, Jason. And it's been a very enlightening show as well, because marketing is not something we usually have on our episodes. So this has been a unique thing that we have had on the show, and it has been a great experience having you here, and we wish you all the best with the book as well as all your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lewie, for being with us.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, thank you so much. Anyways, do visit our Facebook page on www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. Click the like button and stand the chance to win merchandise from MTV. I will leave you with this. Go out there and market yourself, because that could happen. Good morning, Sri Lanka. I'm your host, Jason.
And I'm Amaya. Have a nice day.